All right, today was another successful green day. So we are now, I think, 3 green days in a row, which is great. We've got a little bit of a streak going now, and things are starting to really ramp up here. So I feel like the market itself, it kind of had, some issues, especially on Monday. Today, it kind of recouped some losses on the S&P and Dow. So hopefully things will continue to trend in the right direction, and the market will stay strong as it did in July, and hopefully that will start to see things improving and getting better. No guarantees on that, but as it goes, as a day trader, you're just going to trade the market that you're in anyways. You're always going to trade that way. You're not going to try to trade the market you want. You're going to trade the market that you want to be in. And right now we're in a market where it's not as hot as it was. It's kind of cooled down a little bit. And overall, I think we're just going to try to take that into consideration on our trades and do what we can with them and make the best out of them. That's all we can really do here. So today I was trading LYT, and that particular stock was at the top of my scanners this morning, along with a few other ones. TENX and VSEE were also in there, but LYT was the top one today, right off the bat at 7 a.m. when I started trading this morning. So what did this stock look like overall? It had news on it. I don't remember exactly what it was, if it had news on it or not. I can't remember. It didn't look like it had any like real important news on it or anything. I don't know. I don't see anything in here. So overall, I felt like, I think this is going to make a move. I think this was a high gainer today. It was like, it finished at 54.6%, but it was over 100% this morning, gain wise. So definitely when anything's over 100% in the market, that's something to pay attention to. And this is why I jumped in, because I knew that at 7 this thing might give a little bit of a punch right here. And that's typically one thing, a little trick that I do is I look at what's going to be the big momentum at 7 o'clock. And that's when a lot of traders come online, like E-Trade and Thinkorswim and Charles Schwab, places like that. So they're all going to come online at that point, and a lot of people are going to jump in and buy on these trades. Now I'm trading, usually I can trade as early as 4 o'clock in the morning with Webull, which is what I use. I'm not using anything special because I don't want to get a lot of cost involved with what I'm doing right now until I get a little further along down the chain as a beginner here. So this stock, it had some definitely good things. The float really low, 1.32 million, and as you know, I trade anything at 20 million and below. And then the volume 505,000 average, and it was right here right now is about 27 million shares traded. So definitely higher than 5 times higher than we'd like. We'd like to see at least 5 times relative volume. So then we look at these basic points of data. We look at to see if there was a catalyst. We look at the daily chart. We look at the 5-minute chart, and I also look at the MACD before I start trading to see where things are at. And I see things are pretty much lined up where I like them. So what I like to see is the 9, the 20, VWAP, and the 200 EMA, and then my MACD is open. So this yellow line is above the blue line right here. So that just lets me know, like, hey, this is a place to trade. And so I got in today right at the first trade I took was I actually took 2 trades on this right this morning. The first one I took was at 659, and I bought at 309, and it was right on, I think, this candle here. It was starting to go up, and it just kind of came back down, and I thought, oh man, I don't think this is going to do. I wanted to get in on this candle, but I caught it just a second late, and I was in on this one. So ended up getting in here at 309, and it wasn't moving real fast, so I stopped out for a $2 loss. Not a big deal, nothing to worry about. And after looking at this, I'm kind of like, I should have just held on to where I was at, because I got right back in, and I think I got in a little bit high on that one. Yeah, 314. I was trying to get back in on it at and I think 314 was close to the top of this candle. Yeah, it was right in the about top of this candle here. And then I rode it up from 314 to 320, got up to 328, and it started to flutter like it wasn't going to go up anymore. And I stopped out for at least a 6-cent profit on this particular trade. Could have done a little better if I had just stayed in on the first trade I was in. Would have done a lot better. And if I'd have got down in here, down in this candle, would have even been a better trade. So just some things I think about, and I'm learning as I learn to trade and stuff like that. And this particular trade, so the mistake was I didn't get in soon enough. Once it started punching up, obviously, 7 o'clock is when that was going to happen. I should have just got in right away, rode the momentum, got all the way up here, and just held this thing all the way. And that would have been a big move, because being in down here where support was, even if I was in, let's see, at 283, support wise, 295 even, or 5 cents, that would have been a pretty good stop right here. Being 5 cents away from support. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. 4 or 5 cents away from support is a good place to be. And, going up to about 320, which was the right place to stop out on that trade, I felt like. But getting in there, I mean, we would have had, somewhere closer to a 45-cent share or no, wait a minute. So 20, it's always terrible to do math right on the air, but, see, 15 and 20, so that'd be 35 cents. Yeah, that's 35. So 35 cents a share, so we would have been more closer to $35 on this trade and not $14. Kind of goofed that up this morning, but overall, good trade. Volume was good. Our EMAs and our VWAP were all in the right spot. Our MACD was in the right spot, so definitely made 2 good trades this morning, and I didn't trade anything else the rest of the day. Simply because I had a green day and I was like, well, I'm not going to make a lot of these trades right off the bat, every day. Like, as a professional trader, they're going to make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 trades in an entire day. Whereas me, when you're just getting started, I'm only going to make 1 or 2, maybe 3 trades in a day. And the reason that is because I'm not going to be trading in a margin account. I'm going to be trading in a cash account when I get started here. And the reason for that is because you have to have 25,000 for a minimum to trade a margin account. Otherwise, you can only take 3 trades a week in a rolling 7-day period, I think. So it just kind of limits you in a margin account. But with a cash account, there are some downsides to that as well, and the fact that your buying power is going to be limited because, for example, if I took 100 shares at $2.18 here, well, that's $218. But then that buying power gets limited because that money I will not be able to use until that trade settles, and that takes a day for that to happen based on T1 settlement. So, I would be limited on my capital as I start trading. But the benefit of it is I don't have to worry about, being limited to that 3 trade per week option. I can trade as much as I want with the buying power that I have available. So that is the plan anyways. I'm going to talk more about that in future videos. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along with all that stuff as I get further along. For right now, I'm just trading in a paper account and I'm just learning how all this stuff works. And I'm starting to do pretty good. I mean, if you look at my metrics overall, I mean, I'm treading water. I'm not going under or anything like that. I mean, if you look back in April was probably my fairy tale month, I would say, where I did really great. I think March was too. I did this $678 in March in just a week's time. Did really good with that. April did good, positive. May did okay, not great. A low success rate. June, I went negative on the month for the P&L, and not a good month. Probably went down. But what's crazy about this is July kind of brought it all back. Didn't trade as good as I wanted, but I had some high green days, had some bad red days in there too. And my success rate still wasn't there yet, still isn't there yet. But as of this video anyways, my success rate isn't still that great. I mean, July was just a tough month for me because I'm still learning a lot. But right now I'm setting a positive success rate of 75%. And my accuracy as far as trades going over 10 cents a share, 25%. So out of 4 days, so not too bad. And then we look at my profit ratio, 5.9 5.39 to 1. So definitely great. Usually I want to be at least a 2 to 1 profit reward ratio. And that is overall been good this month. So, I feel like we're getting on the right track. We're getting in the right place. We're keeping our head above water. And then when you also look at my P&L, since I've been trading this account, my paper trading account, starting with $1,000 since the beginning of or the end of May, I mean, I haven't blown up this account at all. I've been keeping my head above water, and we've been going in the right direction with things, and which is great. I'm not like blowing up an account. I'm not losing money. I'm keeping my head above water. I'm actually gaining a little bit. Overall, in time, we'll get there. It's going to take many more months of this yet. I mean, and to be honest, years. I mean, you got to look at this kind of as a long-term thing. You can't look at this like get rich tomorrow. That's not the way this works. Even though people on the internet will tell you that because it's clickbait and stuff like that, you need to sit down and do this every day. Right now, I'm getting up every day at 7 a.m. I'm jumping on the computer. I'm making a few trades. I'm learning how this works. And if you're going to do something like this, you need to do the same thing. You need to have a dedicated time that you get up. You have time to trade. You have to pre-plan. You have to build a trading plan. You have to learn those things. And that is exactly what I'm doing. So if that's something you want to do, definitely subscribe to my channel. Check it out. If you want to learn more about trading, I recommend you checking out Ross Cameron's channel, Warrior Trading. I will put a link to his channel in the show notes. You can definitely check out his channel. And you can start to learn a little bit more about how all this trading stuff works. And just take a moment, subscribe to my channel, check things out, and follow along, because this is going to be fun. It's going to get really fun as this goes. I have a good feeling about this. So go ahead and sign up, and I will be here for the next video when you are ready.